to Urban TV Live, the station reaching you from Nigeria's Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. My name is Hassan Mohammed Omojo, and it's newspaper review this morning. And we'll be taking a look at several newspapers this morning to know things that are happening in the country. This morning we'll be looking at the Vanguard newspaper, the Daily Times newspaper, and so many more. And on my first headline we have here today is Efcc drags man to court for refusing to return 2 million naira wrongly sent to his bank account. Well, this sounds funny though. At a time like this where we are facing hardship in the country, many will see this as a great opportunity, a breakthrough rather to say. It takes one with a godly heart to return such an amount of money. Michael was arraigned on Monday before Justice E.N. Aloko of the State High Court in Enugu, where he was charged for failing to return the money wrongly sent to his bank account. Well, like I said, I think he has seen it as a breakthrough or an answer to his prayer, but it will be very, very good as a good citizen if we, do the right footing. Returning back the money is a good thing, which God will definitely reward you for. So we all should, imbibe the act of a good citizen to do the needful when it needs to be done. Akeredolu assures on those citizens of safety of COVID-19 vaccine. If you could remember last week, the federal government met with commissioners of health in various states to share the COVID-19 vaccine that was brought into the country, which so many countries have, so many states, beg your pardon, have received their own and have already started the vaccination from top government officials. And Akeredolu, the governor of Ondo State, is assuring the citizens of the safety of the vaccine. And I think everybody needs to, take this vaccine in order to be safe. Governor Rotimi Akeredolu of Ondo State has assured residents of the state of safety of Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine, even as he stressed the need to be vaccinated against the deadly virus. And on point this morning, using Iboli loot for Lagos-Ibadan Express Abuja-Kano Road unjust, says Sage. Well, you can imagine using just one single person's loot to construct road from Abuja to Kano. Imagine, using more than 10 persons' loot in this country. Then Nigeria will be a great place if just one person's loot can take care of a road from Abuja to Kano. The Chairman Presidential Advisory Committee Against Corruption, Professor Sage San, has advised the President, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, to use the loot to fund projects in Delta State. Sage said this during an interview with The Punch on Wednesday. The PACAC chairman said using the latest £4.2 million tranche of the Ibori loot to fund the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway and the Abuja-Kano Railway would be unjust, since such projects would have no direct impact on the lives of the Delta. Appeal Court orders ex-minister orders retrial for alleged fraud. The Court of Appeal in Gombe State has ordered the case involving a former Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Abdul Bulama, and 4 others be resigned to another federal high court for trial. The former minister was arraigned by the Maiduguri Zonal Office of the Efcc on Friday, May 29, 2018, before Justice Isa Dashin of the Federal High Court, Damaturu. Well, I think, like I said last time, the new sheriff in town talked about Bawa, the new Efcc chairman. I think he's really ready for the task before him. New cases are coming up now, and the ones that were pending before are being brought up now. Kudos to the EFCC, and we pray that a fruitful result comes out of the investigations and trial. Insecurity. Yoruba Group 1 Southwest governors over planned terrorist attack on schools. The bandits attack we are having in the country has become a daily, music in our ear, as the Southwest governors have come together to warn their governors on planned attacks on schools again. If you could still remember, the last one was in Zamfara State, and now, there are suspicious movement in the southeast, and the traditional rulers have come together to want the state governors to beef its security in order for what has been happening in other parts of the country not to happen in the state. A group under the aegis of Akpabo Odua Kowa yesterday advised governors of Ogun, Oyo, and Ondo states to put measures in place to stop terrorists allegedly planning to kidnap school children in their state. The government really needs to strengthen its security architecture to curb this menace. Labour threatens to shut down economy over minimum wage. Yesterday, the Nigerian Labour Congress and the TUC and workers came out in large numbers to protest the non-implementation of minimum wage in the National Assembly. I think the bill was passed some months ago, but we still don't know why some state governments are not implementing these laws in their states in order to start paying the new approved minimum wage. And workers under the aegis of Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, and Trade Union Congress, TUC, yesterday came hard on federal lawmakers and threatened to shut down the economy if the House of Representatives passes a bill intended to move the minimum wage legislation from exclusive list to concurrent list. Government officials always present whenever I meet bandits, says Sheikh Gumi. Popular Islamic cleric Sheikh Ahmed Gumi has disclosed that his interaction with bandits were done in the presence of government officials. Gumi disclosed this while debunking those calling for his arrest and prosecution over his interaction with bandits. If this is true, I think it's a very, very bad one and a slap to the nation for government officials to, be moving with Gumi to interact with bandits or negotiating with bandits. Non-state actors shouldn't be allowed to mediate between terrorists and the government. The security agencies really need to buckle up and take up their responsibility in protecting lives and properties of Nigerians. 2023 presidency, wake up, get your PVCs, Mr. Macaroni tells Nigerian youth. Well, is it all about taking the PVCs? To me, I don't think so. It's all about, it has to do with the mindset of the youth, if really the youth wants to take over power. Popular Nigerian Instagram comedian Debo Adebayo, popularly known as Mr. Macaroni, has charged youth to get their PVCs and take voting seriously in 2023. Macaroni said this on his Twitter page, even as he warned that all politicians in the All Progressive Congress (APC) and the People's Democratic Party (PDP) are the same and united in corruption. Well, like I said, it's not about taking the PVC. How about our mindset as the youths of the nation? Are they really ready? Have they made up their mind to shun, vote buying and money bag politicians come 2023? I think the youth really need to ask themselves these questions before the next general election. Outcry fear as Buhari issues 60 days ultimatum to bandits in Zamfara state. In a renewed bid to stem the spate of insecurity occasioned by banditry in Zamfara state, President Muhammadu Buhari has given bandits operating in forest in the state 60 days to surrender. I could still remember during the times of later President Umar Musa Yar'Adua, after speaking with outcry fear that Buhari issued 60 days ultimatum to bandits in Zamfara state. In a renewed bid to stem the spate of insecurity occasioned by banditry in Zamfara state, President Muhammadu Buhari has given bandits operating in forest in the state 60 days ultimatum to surrender. I could still remember the time of Umar Musa Yar'Adua after they are negotiating with the militants in the oil-rich Niger Delta region. When they failed to comply, he gave them ultimatum, and with the preparation and actions being taken by the federal government, they surrendered, and today we're not having such case again. I think this government should also plan the same thing to end this issue of banditry in the nation and terrorism as a whole in the nation, Boko Haram and so on. The government needs to take proactive measures in putting an end to insecurity in the nation and fulfill their primary manifesto to the citizens, which is protecting lives and properties. Shut up and stop talking rubbish. FaniKayode Islam Sheikh Gumi. I think these two actors are always on the headlines of every newspaper. Talk about Femi FaniKayode and Sheikh Gumi. This morning again, Femi Kayode says, shut up and stop talking rubbish. Former Aviation Minister and Chieftain of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Femi FaniKayode, has told controversial Islamic cleric Sheikh Ahmed Gumi to shut up and start talking rubbish. The former minister stated this on Thursday while reacting to the statement credited to Gumi when he said bandits feel everyone is against them. Well, everyone should be against them because what they are doing is not the right thing. They are really making life hard for the citizens, and the security agencies really need to buckle up and make these hoodlums face the full wrath of the law so that people can sleep with their two eyes closed again. Okorocha questioned Uzodimma after meeting with Vice President Osibanjo. Yesterday, the Vice President Osibanjo met with Rochas Okorocha to, settle the misunderstanding between him and the state governor Hope Uzodimma. Senator Rochas Okorocha has stated that he does not want the feud between him and Governor Hope Uzodimma of Imo State to escalate over the ceiling of some of his property. If you can recall that Okorocha, a former governor of Imo State, has been at a loggerhead with the state governor Hope Uzodimma after their misunderstanding that led to the sealing of some of his property by the state government. And since then, they've been acting like cat and rat. Now, being in the same party, I think that's one of the major reasons why the vice president has come into this issue to find a lasting solution to their problem. I think it's a nice move by the vice president. Why Buhari government can't arrest me for negotiating with bandits, says Sheikh Gumi. Sheikh Gumi has become a major actor in our newspaper these days. He's always on the headline. The new Islamic cleric Sheikh Abu Bakr Ahmad Gumi has said he cannot be arrested or prosecuted for interacting with bandits in the north. Recall that there have been growing calls for the Muhammadu Buhari-led government to arrest and prosecute Sheikh Gumi. A group known as the Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria, Horewa, stated that Gumi's interaction with bandits was a treasonable offense that should be decisively dealt with. But speaking in a chat with Daily Post, Gumi stated that Kaduna and Zamfara State have also negotiated with bandits in the past and no one was arrested. Well, I think Sheikh Gumi is trying to take the laws into his hand. It should be reminded that no one is above the law. If Kaduna State and Zamfara are negotiating with bandits, he is a non-state actor. He shouldn't think he's above the law. And if he thinks he's above the law, I think he will be made to, face the wrath of the law. And this is all we can come up with newspaper review segment this morning on Urban TV Live, a station reaching you from Nigeria's Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Do join me same time tomorrow. I am Hassan Mohammed Omojo. Thanks for watching.